Now, every Thursday, we have what is called the Travel Thursday segment. It's an attempt to bring some levity to what is normally a very serious conversation about personal finance and strategy. We try to paint a picture for you so that you can determine where you want to travel around the world. Joining me to talk about her original home is Ivana Perkovic, travel vlogger, public speaker and international business consultant. Thank you so much, Ivana, for joining in. For those of you who don't already know, Ivana is a resident of India. She's staying here, but she's originally from Netherlands, and she has kindly said that she would speak about the Netherlands. Thank you so much for doing that. What can you tell us? I think most people who speak about the Netherlands think of Amsterdam, but there's so much more to talk about, right, Ivana?
Very, very true. And it's an absolute privilege to be talking about the Netherlands today because actually, for a country of only 17 million citizens, it's quite popular as a tourist destination. And you're completely right when you say that's mostly because of Amsterdam. However, today we are going beyond clogs, windmills, and even Amsterdam, actually, because the Netherlands actually is an amazing spring destination. I really feel that the best time to visit the Netherlands is between March and mid-June. I also feel that during those months, you actually sometimes maybe even have a chance of better weather than in the summer. So with spring just around the corner, these would be the three top destinations that I would recommend in the Netherlands. Of course, we cannot skip Amsterdam. It is one of the most beautiful cities in the world on a sunny day. And the three favorite things that I love to do in Amsterdam, besides obviously the famous museum, are just walking around in the traditional neighborhood, the Jordaan. Then, of course, you have to visit the vending machines, fast food chain Febo. That's absolutely a unique experience. And the third thing that I would recommend people to do in Amsterdam is definitely take a canal boat tour because it's quite unique in the world. Then, if we're going past, Amsterdam, there is a traditional city in the south of the Netherlands, Den Bosch, that I always recommend to people to visit. Their city museum is amazing. And there is one sweet that you really, really have to try. It is a local sweet called Bosse bol. It is actually a puff pastry filled with cream and then coated in chocolate. Absolutely unique to try. And for about €2, it will definitely not make a hole in your budget. Then the third destination, which is really unique and doesn't, draw much attention from tourists, is the Dutch island of Terschelling. It is located in the UNESCO World Heritage Waddenzee, and one of the most amazing things to do there is actually go stargazing. There's even a NASA star tracking station over there. So if you can make it out there, that would definitely be a recommendation. The ferry will only cost you 2,000 rupees for a return ride. So I definitely feel it's worth visiting because it's a very unique destination in the Netherlands.
Okay, fantastic. So you've laid out three places that you can visit. A few more questions. What is the ideal time frame that you would say would allow you to truly experience the Netherlands? And what kind of budget should you set aside, assuming that one, you're traveling alone, and then you can multiply that by two, I'm assuming?
Yeah, definitely. If you are traveling alone, then I feel a budget of at least $75 up to $150 per day is a minimum. The Netherlands is one of the most expensive countries to visit in the European Union. And if you're traveling together, then you can count on about $200 a day because when you're traveling together, things do get a little bit cheaper. Now, the time frame that I would recommend to anybody would be between, if you're only visiting Amsterdam, then honestly, 3 days is enough, more than enough. But if you want to see a little bit more of the Netherlands, like I mentioned, the south of the Netherlands and Terschelling, then I would definitely take out a minimum of 5 days, up to 7 days, because when you're traveling around, you also do need some downtime and some time to process the impressions of a new environment. So I hope that gives a little bit of a better insight. In terms of getting around in the Netherlands, I would definitely recommend the Dutch train system, which is on the expensive side, I have to say. It is very efficient. It is on time. There's always capacity. You don't have to book months in advance. You just go to the train station and buy your ticket on the same day. Here in India, we have to buy it usually in advance. However, it is quite expensive with the prices going from 1,750 rupees up to 2,500 rupees for a one-way round trip of 40 minutes. So even though it's quite efficient, it is quite expensive. And like I mentioned, the budget for the Netherlands will have to be on the more higher end compared to other European countries.
Okay, so you've talked about the budget. I also want to understand about accommodation. Ivana, is there an option for everybody in that? Can somebody who's going on a slightly lower budget still enjoy the comfort of a good place?
Yes, I definitely do think so. I do think you would have to budget a minimum of 25 euros per day for your accommodation if you want something decent, because even the hostels go from those prices. However, one massive budget tip that I give to all of my friends who are traveling the Netherlands on a budget is to not stay in Amsterdam, actually. Amsterdam has some of the most expensive real estate, not just in the Netherlands, but also in the world. And a very, very easy way to save money is to actually stay in cities of Utrecht or Leiden. These both are very historical cities, and the prices for accommodation in those cities definitely go down by 20 to 30% compared to the accommodation prices in Amsterdam. And if you're wondering about the connection, both cities are only a 20-minute train ride away from Amsterdam. So it is easy to commute between the cities and actually see two cities for the price of one.
Yeah, that sounds like a great plan. And by the way, anybody who's tuned in who didn't really understand the names of the places that Ivana spoke, you can always catch this episode on social media and you can play it back and you can learn those words in Dutch. Thank you so much, Ivana, for taking the time, for speaking to us. Always a pleasure.
Absolutely my pleasure. Thank you for having me.